Everyone's favorite grading company, PSA, is going to be grading comic books. Let's talk about it. PSA is going to be grading comics books, which is an insane step for them. It is a brand new media. They are now doing basically everything. Cards, video games. I believe they got like a VHS type thing. I don't even know. I can't even keep up with the different things they're grading. Funko Pops they're grading. Like, what is next? Comic books makes the most sense, and it's crazy it's taken this long for them to do it. It was maybe issues with the holder. But man, I'm excited to see competition now for CGC. I am a huge fan and proponent of the CGC graded magazines and comics. Now there is another option. That is cool. CGC almost basically had not a monopoly, because there is another company at least that grades them, but basically they had monopolized the grading of these magazines and comic books. It'll be interesting to see how much market pressure PSA can apply to them, because similarly in the card sphere, PSA was the king for the cards. CGC came in. Now they're treated more so like the little brother, which is interesting. And PSA is now going to try and get into this market, and I'm interested in how much market share they'll take and see how effective their sales are in these slabs. I'm curious if it will automatically be like line for line with CGC. It could be. It very well could be. Because I feel like the video game side where CGC came in, they're pretty damn close to WATA already. So I feel like the cost, the sale prices for these slabs will be very similar to that of CGC, if I had to guess, unless they come out swinging and missing and messing up. But likely it'll probably be pretty similar. Looks like they're using the same exact grading scale. There's a 9.4 here shown on the Hulk magazine or the comic book. I'm not a big fan. I for one, have never been a fan of the PSA labels. Especially, you got these giant labels. Utilize some of the space with your font. Like, at least the cards, the font size of this card should not be the same size as the font size that's on your friggin' magazines. You got so much more white space. Fill some of it up. Only thing I could read from here to the screen, you're talking 3 feet, is the grade. It's okay, but you got so much extra space. I feel like we should use some of it. Good on them for sticking to their guns and keeping the old classic PSA slab. You got all of the things going on that match the cards. All of it is currently matching. The label, the actual plastic itself is still like you can't see through it. It's blurry still. So I feel like they're sticking to their guns. They're doubling down on these, which is cool. I respect that. I think my Time magazine actually would look pretty dope with a PSA, because it is also red outlining a white freaking thing, and that would be pretty. It would literally match. It would be pretty weird. Just realize that as I was talking. So I'm excited to see another person get into the market for these. Like I said, I feel like the prices will probably be similar to CGC, pretty close to off the bat. I feel like the video games, when CGC came out with their video game grading, they were pretty close with WATA, like off the rip. So it's not too far off. Same exact grading scale for the video games, and what looks to be the same grading scale for PSA and their comics. Again, this is coming out in 2025, a little bit of time. I don't think I own a single graded I do. I lied. I have one that was gifted by Professor Oak. It is a Venom comic book. Shout out to Professor Oak. So I think there's a few I want. I've been wanting a Walking Dead comic for a long time. Issue number 1. Huge fan of the show. I have a bunch of the trade paperbacks. If you don't know what those are just like a little bit extra thick comics with like 10 issues in each one. So I've read through a handful of those. But a huge fan of The Walking Dead and Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles is goated. I don't think I'll ever own like an old classic Ninja Turtles comic, but I would like to own some version of like a first appearance of some popular character would be really cool. So always a huge fan of all these different collectibles. Excited to see PSA. Like, PSA is on it, dude. They are constantly developing. The brains are never turned off. It's constantly moving. The app, all these different things going on. They are doing extremely well. I was, not gonna lie, I was kind of sad that they kept the same freaking label on this son of a bitch, but it is what it is. It looks clean. Like, in the photo itself, the comic looks clean. I don't know the clarity, if it's going to be as good or better or the same as the cards. We'll see. I'm hoping maybe a little bit better clarity, like more so like CGC and tag. That would be cool. So let's see how this goes. I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm going to have to grade some comics. I think I'm going to have to do it really soon here. So appreciate you guys watching the video. I have my PSA return here. I got about 60 cards. This will be my next video. Some freaking gas in here. Let me just show you a couple cards to start. Got a Giratina PSA 10, another Giratina PSA 10, and another one. So it's going to be a freaking banger. Appreciate you guys coming. Check out the video. Peace.